Have you ever argued with a toddler who genuinely thinks they've disappeared just because they close their eyes? It sounds funny, until you realize something deeper is going on. Because what if your child isn't thinking wrong, but actually living in a completely different version of reality? Today we're going inside the mind of children, and what you'll see will completely break the idea that kids are just small adults in training. Their logic looks like chaos, but it's actually genius in disguise. A broken cracker can feel like the end of the world. A simple game of hide and seek becomes real magic. And every mistake might actually be a milestone we keep misunderstanding. Stick with me, because by the end of this, you'll stop correcting some of these behaviors and start decoding them. I'm Dr. Nit, and we're stepping into the hidden world of the child mind. Number 1. Everything is alive, even the toaster. Ever seen your kid apologize to the chair after bumping into it? Or maybe they insist that their favorite stuffed bunny is tired and needs a nap? This is called animism. As parents, we often play along because it's cute, or we worry they're a bit too attached to objects. But here's the thing. To a preschooler, the world isn't divided into living and non-living. Everything has feelings, intentions, and a soul. It's an incredibly empathetic way to live, if you think about it. Psychologically, their brains are just trying to make sense of a big, confusing world by giving everything a why. If the wind blows, it's because the trees are waving hello. I remember a mom telling me her son wouldn't let her wash his special rock because the rock hated baths. It's not weird, it's a sign of a blossoming imagination. Next time they're worried about a lonely spoon, just remember, they aren't being difficult. They're being deeply, purely connected to their surroundings. Number 2. If I can't see you, you can't see me. Okay, let's talk about the world's worst and cutest hide-and-seek players. You know the move. They stand in the middle of the rug, cover their eyes, and wait for you to find them. We laugh because it's ridiculous, but this is a classic example of egocentrism. Now, that sounds like a bad word, like they're selfish, but in child psych, it just means they literally cannot perceive the world from any viewpoint but their own. If they can't see the world simply doesn't exist. It's a massive cognitive hurdle to realize that your eyes see something different than theirs. Imagine how safe that feels, though, thinking you have a cloak of invisibility just by closing your eyes. It's a phase of total self-centering that actually helps them build a strong sense of identity later on. So, when they hide behind a transparent curtain, just play along. Their brain is still building the bridge to the other. Number 3. The tall glass juice magic. This one is a classic parent trap. You have 2 identical glasses of juice. You pour one into a tall, skinny glass, and the other into a short, wide one. Your child will insist the tall glass has more, even if they watched you pour them. This is what Piaget called a lack of conservation. We get frustrated because it feels like they're being stubborn or trying to get the better half. But their brains are currently centered. They can only focus on one dimension at a time, usually height. They haven't mastered the logic that volume stays the same regardless of shape. It's like a glitch in their mental software. I once saw a dad try to explain this for 20 minutes with a measuring cup. Don't bother. Just use the same shaped cups. Their logic will catch up eventually. For now, let them enjoy the magic of the tall glass. It's a reminder that their reality is based on what they see, not what they know. Number 4. I hoot to the park. Does your child ever say things like, I fall down, or we eated pizza? It's tempting to correct their grammar immediately. But wait, those mistakes are actually a sign of high intelligence. This is over-regularization. They've figured out a linguistic rule, add ed for past tense, and they are applying it with ruthless, logical consistency. They are basically little scientists testing a hypothesis. We do this as parents because we want them to sound smart. but they are actually showing us they understand the structure of language before they understand the exceptions. It shows their brain is seeking patterns in the chaos. So the next time they tell you they holded your hand, give it a squeeze. They're doing some heavy-duty mental lifting right there. It's pretty impressive when you think about it. Number 5. The literal truth and nothing but. Can you take a seat? And then they literally pick up the chair and move it. Or you say, it's raining cats and dogs, and they run to the window looking for puppies. Kids are the ultimate literalists. Their brains haven't developed the capacity for abstract metaphor or sarcasm yet. We often forget this and get annoyed when they don't get a joke or a figure of speech. But think about the honesty in that. They take your words at face value because they trust you implicitly. To them, language is a direct map of reality. This is why sarcasm often feels like lying to a 5-year-old. It's a phase of total, unfiltered clarity. If you tell them you'll be there in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, don't be surprised if they start looking for a sheep. It's a beautiful, if sometimes confusing, way to communicate. Hey, just a quick breather. If you've been feeling like you're constantly correcting your kids' logic, take a second to just let it go. You aren't failing as a teacher. You're witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime neurological fireworks show. You're doing a great job navigating this weird, wonderful stage. Hang tight, because the next few facts explain why they think they're the center of the universe. Literally. Number 6. The moon is following me. Have you ever been on a night drive and your child gets genuinely excited, or a little creeped out, because the moon is chasing the car? This is a mix of that animism we talked about and a lack of spatial understanding. They don't get that the moon is thousands of miles away. To them, it's a giant nightlight that's clearly interested in their journey. We might try to explain celestial orbits, but honestly, why ruin the fun? To a child, the universe is personal. The sun wakes up when they do, and the moon follows them home to make sure they're safe. It's an incredibly comforting way to view the cosmos. It's that feeling of being watched over in the best possible way. Let them have the moon for a little while. They'll learn about gravity soon enough. Number 7. Intent versus impact. The cookie jar disaster. Here's a weird one. If you ask a young child who is naughtier, a kid who accidentally broke 10 plates while helping set the table, or a kid who broke 1 plate while trying to steal a cookie, they will almost always say the kid who broke 10 plates. This is moral realism. They judge badness by the amount of damage done, not the intention behind it. As parents, we value the thought that counts, but their brains aren't there yet. They see a big mess and think big mess equals big bad. It can be frustrating when you're trying to teach them about accidents, but it's just how their early sense of justice works. It's black and white. It's why they get so upset over a spilled milk carton. They feel like they've committed a huge crime. A little extra reassurance goes a long way here. Number 8. The invisible roommate. About 65% of kids have an imaginary friend at some point. Whether it's a dinosaur named Bob or an invisible girl who lives in the closet, it can feel a bit spooky for us. We wonder if they're lonely or seeing things. But psychologically, imaginary friends are a sign of social-emotional mastery. They use these friends to practice conversation, work through fears, or, let's be honest, blame someone else for the crayon marks on the wall. Bob did it! It's a sophisticated form of role play. It shows they are developing an inner world that is rich and supportive. So, set an extra plate at the table if you have to. Bob is probably a pretty good guest once you get to know him. It's a creative coping mechanism that's actually quite brilliant. Number 9. Everyone is a grandpa. Does your toddler see a man with white hair at the grocery store and loudly shout, "Look, Grandpa!" Embarrassing? Yes. Malicious? Not at all. This is overextension. They've learned a category, men with white hair equals grandpa, and they are applying it to the whole world. It's how their brain organizes information. They are building folders in their mind. Every four-legged animal is a doggy until they learn the cow folder. It's a shortcut to understanding. Instead of being embarrassed, just realize they are showing off their library of knowledge. They're just still working on the filing system. It's a phase of rapid-fire learning that's honestly pretty exhausting if you think about how many folders they're creating every day. Number 10, the 5-minute forever. We're leaving in 5 minutes! To us, that's a clear timeline. To a child, 5 minutes is an abstract concept that means anything from right now to never. Kids live in a state of temporal blindness. They are so rooted in the now that the future, even 5 minutes from now, feels like a different dimension. This is why transitions are so hard. It's not that they're ignoring you, it's that they physically cannot feel the passage of time like we do. When they're playing, they are in the play. The now is all there is. It's actually a state of mindfulness most adults pay thousands of dollars to achieve in meditation retreats. So, when they have a meltdown because time is up, remember, they've just been ripped out of their entire reality. Give them a little grace. The now is a powerful place to be. Parenting isn't about having a kid who thinks like an adult. It's about learning to visit their world every once in a while. It's okay if they think the moon follows them, or that the juice tastes better in a tall glass. You're doing a good enough job just by being there to witness the magic. Their logic might be funny, but it's the foundation of everything they'll become. Thanks for spending a few minutes in the world of Dr. Knit. If this helped you see your little alien in a new light, hit that subscribe button. We'd love to have you in our community. And tell me in the comments, what's the funniest kid logic your child has ever used? I can't wait to read them. Until next time, keep breathing. You're doing great.